Alright guys, happy October. Today we're continuing with combining like terms. Remember yesterday we talked about, I'm trying to just turn one page here, how a term with the variable and a constant were like terms, but we're going to also share today that terms with the same exponents, so if they both have x in them or they both have x squared in them, they're the same, but these are not alike. So these are like terms, these are like terms. So they are like terms if they have the same exponents, so just an x to the first power here, and these are x to the second power, or if they have the same combination of variables. So it might be 2xy, or it could be even be written in the other form as yx, or it might be 11mn and an mn. So these would be like terms and these would be like terms, but they are not alike each other. The same as like a y would not be like this, and an x would not be like this. Do you see how they're just different combinations of variables? So our examples are going to be a little bit trickier today, because not only do we have to remember that they have the same variables or their constants, they also have to have the same exponents or a combination of variables. So with that in mind, I'm going to give you some examples and actually also show you a real life application of this with geometric shapes and finding the perimeter. So once again, I'm folding my page over to stay nice and neat for you. That should help. Okay, we have 5x squared plus 7x squared. Well, remember, just like our x values, we can combine the coefficients. Here we have a 5 and a 7. So we would say 5 plus 7 is 12. Remember, it's just like saying I have 5 of something and I have 7 more of that same thing, because they have the same variable with the same exponent. Now I have 12 of those somethings, right? When you combine them to simplify. Here's another simple one. Negative 15n squared plus 4n squared. Now, I could write any exponent here. It could be to the 5th power. It doesn't have to necessarily be to the 2nd power. As long as they are the same, they are like terms. So this is like saying I have negative 15 of something and I'm combining it with 4 more. I know it's hard to envision having negative of something, but when you get older, maybe you will be in the hole with some money like some of us adults. So negative 15 plus 4. Remember, our signs are different, so I'm finding the difference, which is subtraction. 15 minus 4 is 11, and our bigger number is negative. And then I remember that I have to multiply that by that n to whatever power it is, as long as they're the same. Okay? So now I want you to look at a little trickier one. Here's your first trickier one. 8k squared minus k. 8k squared minus k minus 5k plus 7 minus 2k squared. Now remember, you can use your squares and circles so that you see what you are combining. So I know I'm going to combine everything with a k squared. Don't forget the sign in there. And then I'm going to combine the k's. And then I can't forget to also write that plus 7, right? So I have 8k squareds and I'm taking 2 away, right? 8 minus 2, so I have 6k squareds. Now I have negative k. Oh, remember, we presume that's 1. Negative 1 minus 5, so it's getting more negative, so we're combining those. 1 and 5 is 6, and they are negative. Can't forget to write that k. And then we're bringing down the 7. Sometimes it's important to remember, okay, I combined those and I have written them in my new one. We have to be accountable for these. We can't just lose them somewhere. After we've combined those, we can cross them out, and then remember, we have to do it, all of them, right? Okay, now let's see what you think about this next one. X squared plus 2xy minus 7xy plus 4y squared. Now, remember, these variables can be any way but still be the same. They're just being multiplied, and remember, multiplication can go in any order. So, we have an x squared. Do we have any other x squareds? There's a y squared. Can we combine those? No, it is not the same letter. It is to the same exponent, but not the same letter. So if there's nothing else we can combine with, we can just bring that down to our final answer. Done. All right, here's an xy term. Do we have any other xy terms? We sure do. So I'm going to go ahead and square those to show that they are like terms. Now we have a 2 minus a 7. So remember, when our signs are different, we are subtracting. 7 minus 2 is 5, and our bigger number is negative, so our answer is negative. And then we have to remember that it's being multiplied by xy. Now, we've included those in our final answer, and we just have one more term that we can't combine with anything else, so we are just copying down. Don't get too fooled when some of these can't be simplified too much further, right? Okay, now I want to show you some things you might see. Here is does anybody know what shape this is? Anybody remember? It's kind of a bad drawing, but it's a trapezoid. So if we said this side was k squared plus k, which is the same as this side, and we said this top side was k squared minus 9k plus 23, and this was 2k squared minus 17, and I asked you to simplify the perimeter by finding the simplified expression. We would have to remember that the perimeter is the sum of all sides. So once we know that that's the sum of all sides, we have to write down each of these sides. So we have k squared plus k. Alright, so that's side 1 I've accounted for. Here's side 2. I got to make sure I'm adding, because it's the sum, plus k squared minus 9k plus 23. Here's side 3. So this was side 2. I want to make sure I'm accounted for all sides. I can't forget to add any of the sides. This was side 3, and our last side plus 2k squared minus 17. So yes, this is one more step, but yes, you should be able to do something longer like this. Remember, all the k squareds are getting combined. So here's one, here's another, here's a third, and here's two more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 k squareds, right? That was our box term. That's like saying 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2. Now we have the k's. We have k, negative 9k, another k. So now we're combining 1 minus 9. So we're subtracting because our signs are different. We find the difference. 9 minus 1 is 8, but it's negative 8. Negative 8 moved to the right one, right? Negative 8 plus 1. Again, it's the difference. So 8 minus 1 is 7. So now we're negative 7k. So we've figured out these ones. And all that's left is this 23 minus 17. So you should know that it's 3 more to 20 and 3 more to 23. So that is a positive 6 because our bigger number is positive. All right, and that's how you would simplify that expression. All right, so today you're going to be getting on Khan Academy to practice these skills. Let me know if you have any problems getting in. They should be assigned to you, and you should be seeing them. On the left side, you'll see LOB, 8th grade, right? And here, click on this assignments. Sometimes some of you are clicking on a different classroom's assignments and not seeing anything. All right, so check out those assignments in Khan today after filling out the Google form. Have a super awesome Thursday. Quiz tomorrow. See you soon.